Can you explain to the audience everything they need to know about 5816 Forest?
Yes, I can. 5816 Forest. I call it my audio series with 17 episodes about my life on 5816 Forest, that block from age 12 to age 17 when I ran away on a quest to become Tech N9ne.
Now, do you consider this body of work an album or a mixtape?
I consider this an album. This is album number 26, if I'm not mistaken, 25 or 26. I lose count, they're all my babies. This is indeed an album, a Tech N9ne LP. I've only done one mixtape in my whole discography, and that's with DJ Who Kid.
And for those in the audience who are not familiar, is there a difference between an album and a mixtape in 2025?
In my opinion, there's a difference between an album and a mixtape. It depends on what the beats are for that mixtape. Are there other people's beats? Are there beats from off of social media? You know what I mean? Albums, to me, and the way I do it, we purchase beats for that album. You know what I mean? And from producers. And the album has a lot more structure, in my opinion.
And the title of that mixtape with DJ Who Kid, Once Upon a Time, care to share that for reference as well, for those in the audience that want to listen to that if they haven't yet?
The mixtape, the only mixtape in my whole discography with DJ Who Kid is called Bad Season.
Now, when it comes to this album here, you've already explained the title and its meaning, but was this something that you came up with just for a little bit more detail or someone coined for you?
I did not come up with this idea. I came up with the title, but it was brought to me by an old friend by the name of Black Walt. Black Walt went to school with me in middle school. He gave me the name Tech N9ne in 1988, you know what I mean? And last year he called me and said, hey man, you know what I'm saying? You need to do a album where it's just all you on the verses. We get tired of hearing all your collaborations. We just want to hear you. I said, that's boring as fuck. And I took it to my partner the next day and said, Black Walt said I should do all verses myself. I think that's boring as fuck. Travis said, he's right. That's what we want to hear. That's what the fans want to hear. Once I got to writing, I came up with the title. I want to call it 5816 Forest. I want to tell all the stories in chronological order from 12 years old to 17-year-old, all the song, all the stories in between that time period. And as I got 3 songs into writing, I was like, wow, this is amazing. It is not boring as fuck. I found resolve in some songs. A beautiful experience writing this album.
Now, when it comes to the phrase writing, do you ever freestyle and punch in?
Do I ever freestyle what?
Do you ever freestyle and punch in when it comes to recording, or is it strictly just writing for you?
I feel like freestyling and punching in is something the newer kids do, man. You know what I'm sizzling? For what I do, I'm a writer. You know what I'm sizzling? I don't take nothing away from anybody, but I don't burn up time in studio. I own my own studio, and I get in there. When I'm writing, it comes out as a freestyle while I'm at home writing or in my office writing, and then I write it down in 4-bar segments, then I record it to the beat on my dictaphone recorder, listen to it a few times, make sure it works, and then I move on. By the time I get in the studio, I've already rehearsed the rhyme, I hang the rhyme up, I'm reading it as I'm bussing. I have a way different way of creating and recording. I cannot even fathom with my style, with one of my styles, with any of my styles, going in and just doing line for line. I don't take it away from nobody, but I ain't about to be in the studio for 10 hours. When I'm in the studio, if it's 3 verses, I'm probably in there for like 45 minutes. If it's a verse, I'm in there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You know what I'm sizzling? So I come prepared at a studio session. Or if I'm in there with another artist and we happen to be writing in the studio, which I haven't done in a long time, I've done it, you know, I'll still be in there for like 20 minutes. So, nah, I don't do that. I don't go in there and hit this line, punch me in, let me get to another line. No, 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 no. Especially when I'm telling a story. No, 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 no. Now, I've seen Wayne do some stuff that I ain't never seen nobody do. I've heard Jay-Z does some stuff that I ain't never seen nobody do. I heard E40 does some stuff that I ain't never seen. But me, meticulous with mine, nah, I can't do that.
And when it comes to your history in music, you were a writer from the jump.
Yes, sir. I was a writer from the jump. From my first rhyme in 1985 in 7th grade, I wrote that first 8 bars and went back and busted the next day.
And did that ever get recorded?
No, it did not get recorded. It was presented to me as a dare because I was a beatbox. You know what I'm saying? I was a beatboxer. So a girl named Lola said, "Stop spitting on everybody, Aaron, and write a rhyme yourself." I'm like, I've never done that, but I'm a fan of hip hop. I think I know how to do it. Came back, killed everything. You know what I mean? I ain't stopped writing since.
Now, you mentioned in this description here of writing that this is something, sounds like you do at home. It could be a studio in your home or an office in your home, but it sounds like this is conducted at your home.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I'm at home. Most of the time I'm in my office or up in the studio, in Studio A with my engineer, Ben. We call him Bengineer. Sometimes I'm sitting out in the kitchen, coming up, finishing the rhyme that I might have started at home. You know what I mean? But I bounce back and forth.
Okay, so the studio.
My office is in my studio.
Okay, and that's separate away from the home.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Because was gonna ask, when you're at home, if you're ever writing, wondered if that was ever a distraction for you, being at a home setting and conducting that.
Now it is because I have a toddler, and she ain't trying to let me write nothing. You know what I'm saying? She's grabbing my pen, scribbling on my paper, and I just got to let her. You know what I'm sizzling? But before then, I would write a lot at home. Like my verse to Face Off with The Rock and King ISO and Joey Cool. I wrote on my couch at home, you know, my verse to a song called Outdone that I did. I wrote on my couch, you know, but sometimes I write on the tour bus. Sometimes I write in the studio in Moscow, you know what I'm saying? If I'm out there doing shows, you know what I mean? I can write anywhere, but I love to be at home or in my studio or in my office. I like to be solitary, but I don't like to feel closed in. I like to think outward, you know what I mean? Things be on the wall that can inspire me all around me. I can't be closed in.
Now, what about the artwork for this album? Can you explain the concept behind that?
I wanted this album cover for 5816 Forest to be me now wearing things that I couldn't afford back then, that I saw the D-boys and rappers wear, like LL Cool J, like Eric B. and Rakim, you know what I'm sizzling, like Run DMC. But in this case, it's more LL Cool J with the red and white troop jacket, velour or suede, whatever it is, with my black Levi's jeans and my red and white Jordan 3s and my black and red KC hat flipped up, all my strange music chains looking like the D-boys did back then. I wanted to bring that to now. Couldn't afford it then, now I can afford it all. Here's me in all my splendor.
And what about this home behind you in the artwork? Was that actually 5816 Forest?
The home behind me is actually the house that we lived in from 12 to 17 when my mom, Marty Suyates Khalifa, married a Muslim, Abul Hassan Rasul Khalifa, and he moved us into that house. Those people that live there now gave us permission to shoot a video outside that house and shoot my album cover. Thank you.
No questions asked. They had no issues with that.
Nope.
And when it came to the overall scope and scheme, this was all you and its creativity here, or graphic designer, maybe helping with this concept of the artwork, or?
Well, I came up with what I wanted the album cover to be. I have a team, I have a photographer, I have a team that can help that come to light. And once I took the pictures, we chose what picture between 3 that I chose was the one, and that's the one we all chose. And then we sent it to our people that do my album covers, and they'll send it back and forth, and they'll send it back and forth, and we'll change it. And I say, no, I don't like that font on it. I want that to be down here instead of up there. Maybe up here is good. Maybe down here, no, up there look better. You know what I'm saying? We mess with it until we get it exactly how we think it should be. And that's what you got right now.
Now, what about the release date, June 27th? Was there any significance behind that date?
No significance of June 27th because the original date was supposed to be June 14th. But since Lil Wayne was coming out with his record June 6th or something like that, they said if we moved it to the 27th and not the 14th, that we can list him on the album as a primary artist and all this kind of thing, you know what I mean? So we said, hell yeah, let's go. Much love. Thank you, Wayne.